Hi there, traveler. What's up? Do you want to travel to Brazil but are unsure whether or not to go because you don't know if it's a safe country for foreign tourists? I'm Brazilian and I know my country very well. And I visited dangerous cities here where I was even robbed, but I've also visited some safe destinations here. And I can't answer your question with a simple yes or no. So throughout the video, I will tell you which cities are the most dangerous and which are safer. I'll also give you my honest opinion about them and tips on how to travel safely without attracting attention and avoiding the most common scams. Let's go! As you can probably imagine, Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo are the most dangerous cities. And not just for foreigners, but for us too. Whenever I travel to those cities, which I do quite often, I keep my guard up and I put in practice the tips that I'm gonna give you at the end of the video. Isn't that what you wanted to hear? Remember when I said I was going to give you my honest opinion? Well, this is the cold hard truth. There are muggings, kidnappings, and shootings in these cities. Unfortunately, I'm not exaggerating. So, does that mean I shouldn't travel to Rio and São Paulo? I didn't say that, but if you can avoid spending too many days there, it will be safer. You'll probably find cheaper prices to fly to São Paulo when you're looking for flights to Brazil. If that's the case, you can buy the ticket but plan to stay there for like one day and then travel to your next destination. São Paulo is a big city similar to Toronto, London, and New York City, but it is not even close to being one of the most beautiful and interesting destinations in Brazil. Rio is different. It's beautiful and has a lot of the Brazilian vibe. However, it's dangerous. So, my suggestion would be to plan your trip well and therefore avoid dangerous places and avoid certain situations that could put you at risk while you are there. I think that if you spend like 2 or 3 days, you can enjoy the best of the city and minimize the chances of something bad happening. If you want to know what Kelsey thought the first time she went to Rio de Janeiro, I will leave here the link to the video. Remember that Kelsey is from Canada, one of the safest countries in the world. Now, thinking about Recife and Salvador, two large capitals in the northeast of Brazil. Are they dangerous? Yes. Do I recommend visiting them? No, unless you are planning to going to celebrate Carnival there. Outside of that time, they are not like must-see cities if it's your first time in Brazil. If you really want to go and see for yourself, stay one day in each and then go explore the beaches and the cities nearby. And Belo Horizonte, it is a dangerous city, yes, but way less than Rio and São Paulo. I lived in Belo Horizonte for a few years and I was also mugged there. But the risk there is more like a robbery. It's not like Rio, where there are shootings during the day. So, to answer part of the question, yes, Brazil is a dangerous destination, depending on the city you choose to visit. Not all cities, okay? I hope I didn't scare you from ever traveling to Brazil. Remember, these are all the worst case scenarios, and it is better to be over prepared and extra cautious when traveling anywhere in the world. Now, I'm going to list some destinations that I consider safe for you to walk around during the day and at night. Ouro Preto, Tiradentes, Serra do Cipó, Serra da Canastra are destinations in the state of Minas Gerais, where I was born. If you like small towns, nature, and architecture, you will like these destinations. Plus, they are cheaper options than Rio and São Paulo. Pipa, Galinhos, São Miguel do Gostoso are destinations in the state of Rio Grande do Norte, in the northeast of Brazil. These are destinations for those who want to enjoy the beach. Pipa is one of my favorite places in Brazil with a super nice vibe. A place where you can walk at night, relax, and enjoy your vacation. Galinhos is even smaller and much less touristic. It's definitely a safe destination that you can enjoy without fear, even if you're going alone. Porto de Galinhas, Maragogi, São Miguel dos Milagres are located in one of the most beautiful coastal regions in the Northeast. I love them and I always go there to enjoy the beach. It's ideal if you want to enjoy the beach but don't want the cold sea water. They are definitely safe destinations that you can enjoy without fear, even if you're a solo traveler. Arraial da Ajuda, Caraíva, Trancoso, Barra Grande, Chapada Diamantina. I'm crazy about all these places. They are all in the state of Bahia, which has a lot of the Brazilian vibe. Arraial da Ajuda, Caraíva, and Trancoso are super small. They are districts of Porto Seguro. Cars are not allowed in Caraíva. There's no paved roads. It's the best vibe. Barra Grande is similar, but cars are allowed. And Chapada Diamantina is for those who want to enjoy hiking and waterfalls. There's no beach there. You be safe in any of these destinations. Ilha Grande and Paraty are in the state of Rio de Janeiro and are two beautiful destinations with beaches much more beautiful than those in Rio. Ilha Grande is like Caraíva. You get there by boat, there are no cars. There are beaches and hiking options. I highly recommend it. Paraty is a little less safe, more expensive, but still safe compared to Rio de Janeiro. If you want a beautiful beach, go visit Praia do Sono. Chapada dos Veadeiros. It is in the state of Goiás and it is a destination that I also love. I've been there more than once. I love the waterfalls and the hiking options there. It is a destination that has like a hippie vibe and it's very safe, even for solo travelers. If you want to know more about these destinations, subscribe to the channel. I'll be soon be posting videos about them. Chapada das Mesas is another destination in the northeast of Brazil and is ideal for those who want to enjoy nature, trails, and waterfalls. It is a place that isn't famous yet. I'm sure you haven't heard of Chapada das Mesas, which is why it's quieter, cheaper, and safer. Did you see that the list of safer tourist destinations is much longer than the list of dangerous ones? If you need help putting together your itinerary for Brazil, I can help you. I provide travel consultant service and I help travelers choose the best destinations, accommodations, tours, how to get around between those destinations, how to exchange money, and so on. I will leave my WhatsApp QR code here and the link below in the description so you can send me a message there so we can talk a little about your plans and I will tell you how much my service costs. Now I'm going to give you some tips on how to avoid being mugged. If you're visiting Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, or any big city, you can put your cell phone inside your pants. In Rio, some people do what Kelsey does in this video here. They put their real cell phone inside their pants and put an old one that they don't use anymore in their bag. And if worst case someone takes your phone, it is an old phone anyway. No jewelry. Don't go out wearing jewelry or accessories that will draw attention to yourself. Even if they are not real jewelry, they will draw attention to you and you could suffer some type of violence, even if they are worthless. You can wear earrings and rings, but I would avoid watches, and necklaces. Avoid certain places. Some places are more dangerous than others. Avoid those places. How will you know which places you need to avoid? Well, you can talk to locals. Tourists, they don't know much. And if you're planning your trip on your own, do a lot of research. Be more careful at night. There are fewer people on the streets at night, which makes it easier for you to encounter like a violent incident. If you're traveling alone, use rideshare apps. It is better to spend a little more than to suffer some type of violence. Be careful on the subway, buses, and crowded places. The famous pickpockets are not exclusive to Brazil. Any city with a large number of tourists will have them. If you have ever been to Venice, you will have seen that around Piazza San Marco there are several signs saying be aware of pickpockets. So be extra careful. Always be aware of your surroundings. Even if you are inside your car, taxi, bus, waiting for the traffic light to change, keep the windows closed and avoid using your cell phone. You don't want to attract the attention of the thieves. So avoid using your cell phone in the middle of the street. It is better to go into a store and use your cell phone there. But of course, you can take photos, okay? I'm just saying to avoid sending unnecessary messages or looking at your map where your head will be down and you are not paying attention to your surroundings. Have some cash, but not too much. Don't carry a lot of cash. Credit cards and debit cards are widely accepted, especially in big cities. Ideally, you should have a little cash like 30 reais so that if you are mugged, you will have enough money to give to the thief. But at the same time, you won't lose a lot of money. Ask the price of things beforehand. If you're going to buy something from a street vendor, ask the price beforehand. They may not be honest and may want to charge you more by telling you a higher price after you have consumed the product. This tip does not apply to grocery stores, restaurants, or bars where you can see the price of things on the menu. Okay? Another thing that can happen and does not involve being robbed, but is like a way of getting money from foreign tourists, is that they look at you, especially if you look like this, and charge double or more than they would charge a local. So, know how much you want to spend before approaching the vendor, and depending on the product, whether it is clothes, sunglasses, or something you buy on the beach, for example, bargain. They will most likely set their price higher. Do not carry your original passport. Leave your passport and documents at the hotel. You only need one form of identification and a credit card or debit card. Ideally, you should have a copy of your passport on your cell phone and in your email. In big cities and crowded places, always put your backpack purse in front of your body, okay? Don't keep your cell phone in your back pocket either. Don't withdraw money at night. You'll notice that in Brazil, it is not like in the US, Canada, or Europe where there are ATMs outside banks. This happens for a reason. Be very careful when withdrawing money and avoid doing so at night. My final tip is not to react to robberies. If the thief wants your cell phone, give them your cell phone. Your life is worth more. In destinations like Rio and Sao Paulo, it's common for them to carry firearms, knives, or pocket knives. If you react, even if you are strong or big, you could get hurt and you can put the lives of those with you at risk. Just remember, cards and money can be replaced. You cannot be. Now that you know what to do to avoid being robbed, I will give you my honest opinion on what I do if I were in your shoes. I wouldn't miss out on visiting Rio, but I would only stay in the city for 2 to 3 days. And I wouldn't just wander around on my own. I would try to find a tour to take me to the most tourist destinations or someone who knows the city well to help me plan everything. As I said, I would skip São Paulo. I don't think it's worth the risk. I would focus my trip on smaller destinations like the ones I mentioned, which are safe and sometimes cheaper. And now, to be impartial, Kelsey will tell you what she thought of her trip to Brazil, since she visited Rio de Janeiro, Foz do Iguaçu, Chapada dos Veadeiros, Ilha Grande, Belo Horizonte, Ouro Preto, and São Paulo.
In my Canadian opinion, on my trip, I would say overall, of all the places I visited in Brazil, would say that I felt relatively safe the whole time. And that was probably because Ligiani planned my whole trip, and you should let her plan your trip too. But overall, I would say that Brazil's beauty far outweighs any unsafe feelings I had, which mainly were in the main cities like Sao Paulo and Rio. But overall, nothing bad happened to me, and I felt quite safe.
Now you can travel to Brazil safely. If you still have questions, leave them in the comments below. If you need help planning your trip, send me a message on WhatsApp. See ya!